ma'am.
Yeah, good afternoon. So I don't know whether you were busy in the meeting or did you get time. So have you looked at today's data, started looking at it? Okay, great. So here, two important things we want to revise first, or rather I want you to revise first. Both are Spring Boot based projects. One is, as stated clearly, REST API based REST web services backend. So you can test it either with the React frontend or with the Postman. And you have to revise as per the today's sequence. We have given everything, each and everything written in the today's sequence. And then you have the other one, which we started developing, but which we could not complete. So this is your monolithic Spring MVC web application. So tell me where you are. Have you revised all the CRUD operations in the full stack? Is the first points revision done? 1.1 is done, or you're still doing it? And how about the you're doing it? You're doing the revision. Okay, fine. So do that and do let me know after you do this revision. Before you go to 1.2, let me know, because if you see in the day, night, and help sequence, there are certain things for more practice in Spring Data JPA. So that I'm going to get it done first. And then in the remaining time, I'm going to, we will discuss the admin flow. So you let me know when you are finished till 1.1, this part. And then in the meantime, before you start to 1.2, tell me, I will give you some questions. We'll discuss adding some more things with Spring Data JPA. Continue, please. Do let me know in case of any queries, any difficulties, any doubts. For update front end, first send, get, and then put. Yes, Mohammed, right. You follow from that, because when you say update, you want to update the existing details. So initially there is a call, API call made. From that you can open my add employee component in the front end React component. So in that init method, first I'm getting the details, existing details, binding it to the form data, and when the form is submitted, that save or whatever button, then I'm calling put. So you are right. First get and then put. Two separate calls.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, tell me.
Ma'am, factory based method dependency injection मध्ये आपण constructor private करतो.
100% करायची गरज आहे का? तर नाही. Hello. Yes, I'm hearing.
Hello.
So I'm telling you. नाही ऐकू
Hello.
येतं तुला? Am I audible, guys?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Yes,
Okay, so Shubham, you have a problem with your net connection. In Spring Hibernate MVC admin flow during update, illegal argument exception cannot be typed. Maybe you have written a wrong form of this thing, Kunal. Just check the query argument, create query. Have you given two argument or single argument? You understood me, Kunal? Create query ka two arguments, that itself is wrong. Anyway, let me not say anything. You share your screen, then I can this thing. You want to share your screen so I can look at it? Because I think that is what is missing, but I can't say that unless and until. Wait a second, I'll stop my share.
Hello, ma'am.
Shubham, now wait. I'm in the middle of somebody's query.
Okay, ma'am. No problem. Actually, I got a network glitch.
Yeah, I thought so. We thought so. Don't worry. So let me finish with this and then I'll talk to you.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Expand it, Kunal. No. Maximize the screen so I can see that. No. Eclipse itself. Yes. And go to the line number. It will tell you. Go down. Open console. Click on that where you are getting the error. Yeah. So at line number, this thing. Tutorial DAO IMPL line number 61. वो दिखा रहा है ना? Update to details. There is this thing. I can read it from here. Come down. What was that line number? There was line. You could click on that. That's why I said click on that. It will take you directly. Line number 61. You can click that. Anyway, forget it. 61 line number.
61. मी हे कमेंट केलंय मॅम आता.
तर नाही अपडेट आहे ना, अपडेट क्वेरी असेल तर अपडेट क्वेरी तुला रिझल्ट पाठवतं का? नाही. सो सेकंड आर्ग्युमेंट हॅज टू बी नो आर्ग्युमेंट. तर काढून टाक JPQL. मी दाखवलं हे आपण. नाही तुला कळलं नाही. हॅलो ते बरोबर आहे. अरे लाईन नंबर 61 मध्ये ट्युटोरियल डॉट क्लास काढून टाक. वेन यू आर हॅव्हिंग
बरोबर. येस मॅम.
कळलं ना? सिंगल आर्ग्युमेंट.
आठवलं
एक
मॅम.
मिनिट. अपडेट ट्युटोरियल डिटेल्स मध्ये एकच सेकंद. तू इथे अपडेट क्वेरीनी केलंय. आय वुड हॅव डन इट दिस वे. आपण कसं एनिवे म्हणजे आपल्याला कसा मिळणार हे बघ. तुला फ्रंट एंड कडनं फ्रंट एंड नाही जे काय त्याला म्हणतात JSP कडनं व्ह्यू लेअर कडनं तुला अपडेटेड ट्युटोरियल डाव मिळणार आहे. आय एम सो सॉरी अपडेटेड ट्युटोरियल पोजो मिळणार आहे. तर आपल्याकडे हायबरनेट मध्ये अपडेट मेथड होती टू रिअटॅच डिटॅच पोजो टू द पर्सिस्टंट एंटिटी. इथे तू JPA करतोस बघ. मॅनेजर म्हणजे JPA राईट. तर तिथे मर्ज मेथड आहे. तर जर तू मर्ज मेथड केलीस तरी चालेल. पण आता तू हे कंटिन्यू कर. एनिवे मी तो घेणार आहे अख्खा डेमो. त्यावेळेला जास्त कळेल.
ओके मॅम.
ठीक आहे कंटिन्यू.
थँक्यू मॅम.
हाच प्रॉब्लेम. रन करून बघ एकदा. बघ गेला का इशू. कारण बघ ना आता तुझ्या कोडमध्ये जर आता तुझ्याकडे 4 चेंजेस आहेत तर तू 4 वेळा सेट पॅरामीटर करतोयस. इफ देर आर 40 पॅरामीटर्स तुला 40 टाइम्स करायला लागेल विच इज नॉट अ गुड कोडिंग ऍट ऑल ना. म्हणून आपण ते फॉर्म बाइंडिंग करणार आहोत.
अजून एक क्वेश्चन होता. इथे वेअरला मी काय टाकायला म्हणजे ते समजलं नाही मला. वेअर मध्ये आयडी टाकायचा होता तो पण तो मिळत
नाही. आता तू कसं केलंयस आधी काय येतंय तुला फ्रंट एंड कडनं काय येतंय हे बघायला पाहिजे ना. तुम्हाला हे दाखव.
हे रन करतो. हा मॅम.
आधी हे रन करून पण 1 बाय 1 बघूया. आता तुमचं कंटेंट्स दिसत नाहीयेत कुणाला. मला कंटेंट्सही पाहिजेत आधीचे आलेले.
हा मॅम. ते ना ते टेक्स्ट एरिया वापरले तिथे व्हॅल्यूज मी होत नाहीये ते.
ते आपण करू फॉर्म बाइंडिंग. म्हणजे मी ऍड ट्युटोरियल मध्ये सांगणार आहे. मी ते फॉर्म बाइंडिंग मध्ये करा. तर तो हे म्हणतो स्लॅश ट्युटोरियल लिस्ट नाही सापडत आहे त्याला. तुझ्याकडे स्लॅश ऍडमिन स्लॅश ट्युटोरियल लिस्टला गेलं पाहिजे ना. आधी बघ ह्याच्यावर
कुठेतरी चुकीचं झालं.
ते तुझं ते कळेल. पण आधीची एरर नाही आली पाहिजे. आता बघ झालं अपडेट. डिटेल्स अपडेटेड सक्सेसफुली. डेटाबेस मध्ये बघ झाले का एकदा अपडेट. रिअल का काहीतरी तू केलं होतंस.
रिअल झालंय.
झालं ना. तर त्यामुळे तो प्रॉब्लेम गेला. आता तुझा मॅपिंगचा प्रॉब्लेम तो आय थिंक यू कॅन फिक्स इट.
येस मॅम. थँक्यू मॅम.
पण मी नंतर येस यू मोस्ट वेलकम. मी नंतर तुम्हाला दाखवणार आहे. म्हणजे मी अपडेट नाही करून घेणार आहे फ्रँकली. पण मी ऍड न्यू ट्युटोरियल मध्ये तुला फॉर्म बाइंडिंग तुम्हाला दाखवणार आहे. मग हे सगळे जे आहे ना आता केलंस तू ते म्हणजे 4 पॅरामीटर्स घेतले मग सेट पॅरामीटर केलं मग व्हॉट इज इट यू डिड ते काय एक्झिक्यूट अपडेट वगैरे केलं ते सगळं निघून जाईल. ठीक आहे. विल डू इट व्हेन एव्हरीवन इज रेडी. येस शुभम यू वॉन्टेड टू आस्क मी समथिंग. हा काय ते फॅक्टरी मेथडचं काहीतरी बोलत होतास.
हॅलो मॅम.
हम्म.
मॅम
बोल.
आपण फॅक्टरी मेथड बेस्ड डिपेंडन्सी इंजेक्शन मध्ये कन्स्ट्रक्टर प्रायव्हेट करतो.
हम्म.
तर
बोल बोल.
हा, तर त्याचं ते आपण व्हेरिएबल जेव्हा पास करतो त्यामध्ये T1 2 3 4 पास केला होता आपण.
हो.
तर ते म्हणजे ऍक्च्युअल यूज काय मॅम त्याचं? कन्स्ट्रक्टर आपण म्हणजे प्रायव्हेट करतोय तर तिथे यूज केस कुठे आहे त्याच्यामध्ये, म्हणजे असे?
प्रायव्हेट, मला तू सिस्टमॅटिकली उत्तर दे. प्रायव्हेट जेव्हा तू कन्स्ट्रक्टर करशील तेव्हा तुला स्प्रिंग कंटेनर कॅन स्प्रिंग कंटेनर कॉल युअर प्रायव्हेट कन्स्ट्रक्टर? इट्स अ येस ऑर नो क्वेश्चन शुभम.
नो मॅम.
नो. तर फॅक्टरी मेथड DI म्हणजे विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज गेटिंग कॉल्ड बाय द स्प्रिंग कंटेनर? तुझी फॅक्टरी मेथड स्प्रिंग कंटेनर कॉल करतोय का प्रायव्हेट कन्स्ट्रक्टर तुझं स्प्रिंग कंटेनर
फॅक्टरी
कॉल?
मेथड आपण कॉल करतो मॅम.
फॅक्टरी मेथड. मग जर तुला जर अशी जर सिच्युएशन असेल की इन एनी केस यू डोंट वॉन्ट टू एक्सपोज द कन्स्ट्रक्टर, मी तुला तेच म्हणत होते पण तेवढं तुला नेटवर्क ग्लिच आली, प्रायव्हेटच कन्स्ट्रक्ट केला पाहिजे असं नाही. इवन इफ यू रिमूव्ह द कन्स्ट्रक्टर, जर तू डिफॉल्ट कन्स्ट्रक्टर फक्त टाकलास तर मग तुला कन्स्ट्रक्टर बेस्ड DI करता येणार नाही. प्रायव्हेट कन्स्ट्रक्टर जरी केलास तरी कन्स्ट्रक्टर बेस्ड DI येणार नाही. दॅट इज वाय देर इज अ रेअर सिच्युएशन. मी तेव्हाच सांगितलं होतं अनेकदा की फॅक्टरी मेथड बेस्ड DI आपण कुठेही प्रॅक्टिकली वापरत नाही. ऑटो वायरिंग मध्ये ते सपोर्टेड सुद्धा नाहीये. पण इफ यू वॉन्ट टू डू द एक्सप्लिसिट वायरिंग आणि जर तुझ्याकडे सेटर्स लिहिल्या नसतील आणि कन्स्ट्रक्टर इधर प्रायव्हेट हिडन असेल किंवा डिफॉल्ट असेल तर तू फॅक्टरी मेथड नीती तरी सुद्धा यू कॅन इंजेक्ट द डिपेंडन्सीज. दिस इज व्हॉट इज द यूज केस.
ओके मॅम. ओके, गॉट इट मॅम.
समजलं?
येस मॅम. थँक्यू मॅम.
मोस्ट वेलकम. Guys, we have last 1 or 2 days. Okay, not 1, 2 days at least remaining. So whatever are your doubts, one day at least I'll have to spend. Most probably looks like second evening or third evening we are going to wrap it, the whole Java part. So few hours I'll require for completing core Java exam topics. So whatever doubts you have from the first day of core Java till today, get them sorted. Of course, I'm not at all saying you can keep writing to me, you can keep calling me at a mutually convenient. Don't call me directly, please. First, we'll decide with the time or with the WhatsApp message, and mutually convenient. We can have a Zoom call or something also in your project phase if required. But right now, if you have any difficulties, go ahead and ask that way. Not on the topics which I have not taken. So don't keep asking me JVM architecture, which I have not yet taken. Don't ask me class loader. I have not taken. Don't ask me about cloning. Not taken yet. About the things which I have taken, which are plenty. Done with the restful. Okay. So, guys, I've got two responses who are saying that done with the restful. This. Does anyone want me to wait further, or can I get some more Spring Data JPA done? 5 minutes. Okay, Girish, you let us know whenever you are done. In 5 minutes, guys, we will start. Otherwise, as usual, the problem is with the time. So then we may not get enough time. So 5 minutes max, Girish, I'm waiting then. Okay, do it fast. Let me know in 5 minutes, guys. Done, Ashutosh? Okay. So we'll start, I guess, in a minute. Just give me a minute, I will start. Okay. So let me just give me a minute. Yeah. So I take it that you have done the initial revision part, which was just a update and delete. So now before we revise this part, that is Spring Boot used as a web MVC, I want to solve these. Only thing is, unfortunately, okay, see, so I'll give you step-by-step instructions. So please open today's sequence and you will find below form binding. We have not done form binding. That's the next to-do list. But I want to give you more practice in Spring Data JPA as a project tip or project help. Okay, so I've already told you which is your ultimate reference Spring Data JPA reference guide, which is you open and open the table 3. And we are going to add some more data members in employee Pojo. But I'm not wasting time for updating the whole thing in the React frontend. So we will be testing everything quickly from the Postman client. And then I have anyway given you React frontend. So anytime you want to make the same changes, only additional data members, you can add them later. Where all you'll have to make changes in my that employee list component, other details, and some other things you'll have to add. So is everyone clear? Okay, I forgot to ask you, is Lombok working generally for everyone? Or is it still not working? It is working. So still it is not working. Some of you are saying. Okay, so later I will talk to you and I'll check. But like I said, let that not stop you from working. It just takes you additional minute to generate getters and setters and what was it? No args constructor and all args constructor. So continue likewise. So let's get started with something meaningful. First thing is, please keep this open. What is it you are going to keep it open? Spring Data JPA reference documentation and search for table 3. So this has got the complete summary of all the things you're going to require and maybe something more. Okay, so start. Sorry. So open the sequence. We are going to do it as usual in a parallel manner. So first thing is, can everyone add this in employee Pojo? Okay, let me go little this thing, which is the Eclipse project you are editing, the backend project, day 19 backend. We are going to add that. Additional fields, salary, join date, and a last name, and we will add the unique constraint. Is this statement clear? Everyone can manage. Don't start immediately. I'm just telling you step by step. It's easy. If your Lombok annotations, Lombok library is working, you don't have to generate additional anything. But if it is not working, just add the getter setters and whatever, toString and all reflect. Now it's extremely simple because it's a single field or rather single table. So I want to find all employees having the salary greater than specific value. So how we are going to run it? Are we going to test it from Postman or from React frontend. I don't have anything in React frontend here. So of course you are going to test it from the what is it called? From the Postman. Okay. So anyone wants to tell me this will have which method? Get, put, post, delete. Everyone knows it. Of course, get. Most of them are get. Okay. And then we are going to apply all these response entity, everything what you have learned. This is just to give you more and more practice. And what is one path variable which you will send it from your Postman client? What will be the input given? What will be the input you will supply? The value, salary value. So that salary value will come as one of the path variables, and we are going to do it. Is the requirement clear? Is the question clear? Okay, next. It's just one or two I'll solve. I'll not even waste your time solving everything. I just need to get everyone comfortable. So now start solving it in a bottoms up manner. You will be adding all of this. You can do the updations in the database and give some values. All that things you can, all those things you can manage. Now tell me, if you want to do this, you have three options. I'm talking about this DAO layer. I don't want to talk in anything else yet. So in DAO layer, three options always are you going to use the inherited API method, inherited from JPA repository, CRUD repository? Are you going to write your finder method, which is called as derived query, or are you going to require custom query method with @query annotation? Understood my options? Inherited API, option 1, finder method, option 2, and custom query method, option 3. Custom query method, you cannot find it using a finder. You are wrong. Okay, the correct answer is finder. Okay, so answers are all here. So here, come down, and there is a less than, greater than, everything. So can you see the keyword greater than? I'm making you more comfortable in the Spring Data JPA. So find, here they have taken age. So what will be this age property replaced by in our case? Salary. What is the salary? Is it a column name or Pojo property name? You don't even think in columns when we come to Hibernate JPA and Data JPA. Of course, the Pojo property name. And greater than, don't inject the name, this thing number. You inject the named parameter. Understood how easy it is going to be? So let us do one together. Of course, we will write the service layer method and test it with the employee controller. Are the things getting clearer? How we are going to do in next 5 minutes? Okay, so let's get started. I'll not waste time in creating a copy. I'll just stop this server, and I would suggest start doing it. Okay, you tell me, how do you want me to build? How do you want us to build? In the bottoms up manner, means by adding a method in the DAO layer, or do you want to try it in a top down manner? You tell me. Either way we can write. In the bottoms up manner, okay, fine, continue. So please open, you can say Control-Shift-W, open here, close this D910 Spring MVC Hibernate, we'll come to that later. Open this, open the DAO layer, and here, employee repository, write the requirement, copy that from the sequence, and give me that method. Employee repository. Okay, so waiting for you. Give me that finder method. Write it here and send me on chat. Oh, sorry. Miss, I forgot to add the property in the Pojo. So sorry. How can you directly jump here? My mistake, guys. Employee. I said I had written here in the steps and I forgot. Okay, so add the additional data members. Private double salary. I said bottoms up and I forgot, sorry. So which members? Salary, join date, and a last name. Okay, let's add. Table will get altered, don't worry about it. So salary. Otherwise, you can't have that query. Private Make it as local date. Join date, typical fields we have. And what else I want you to add is you can add a last name, private string last name. Okay. I am in my case the Lombok and all is working. If it is not working, just without fail generate the getters and setters. Don't modify this constructor. You're not even going to require it. Okay. So let me just add last name should be unique. Okay. One more thing, guys. Listen. Here, if I say last name, what would be the column name you will get? If I don't add the add column annotation, what will be the name of the column you will get? Last name. This is your earlier knowledge saying. So I'll not say anything. You check it out. You have to see, I have to sell Spring Data GPA framework to you. So just let us curtail the size. Okay. So let's say last name size 30 is too much, but anyway, whatever, 20 suppose. I got it from location. So observe, I'm not giving add column annotation for changing the name. I just said length, and I want to say suppose last name is unique. Some criteria I just want to show you. You can make this first name unique, last name unique, or both non-unique. I've got some query coming up, find by last name. That's why. So let me check. This is like first name. This is like last name. This department, salary, and join date. Okay. So salary is fine and join date is fine. Have I changed the names of the columns using add column annotation? We haven't. Everyone knows that. So just do this much, please. Don't go to employee repository. Let it be empty. Or okay. Anyway, let's not waste too much time. Now you come here. For those whose Lombok is not working, what is it you are going to generate in addition to this? The moment you add a property, first thing you add is getter and a setter. Okay, so I hope you have done it. Next one. Yeah, you are giving me the query. Start giving me the query. Here I realize that we don't have that property. Yes, waiting. That finder method. It's called as derived query methods. It's not a custom query where you write a JPQL. Prashant, are you saying that only one employee will have a salary greater than the supplied value, or can there be more? There can be more, right? So list, absolutely. So here, start with the list of employees. Okay. List of POJOs, list of entities. And now you have to be cautious. Find by, and what is this thing? Property name. Guys, spellings and everything counts here. Find by salary, immediately, S uppercase, greater than. See, if you recall, all I'm using is this one. Find by age greater than, find by salary greater than. And here you can simply say, sorry, double min salary. Okay, so anything which is having the salary greater than this is going to be done. And if you make any mistake, for example, here, immediately you'll get a compiler error. Understood the finder? Everyone is clear? Okay. But now, if you want to test it, which all layers I'll have to build before that I cannot do the testing? What all I'll have to do? Which is the layer above the DAO layer? I'll have to write a service layer method, then controller, REST controller, and then I'll have to send a postman, a request from the postman, get request, and then I can test. So is it better, or unit by unit testing, layer by layer testing sounds a better idea? I've shown you earlier last week somewhere, unit testing, JUnit testing, but that time we had not entered Spring Boot. So I'm going to show you the Spring Boot based unit testing, and you will see one annotation again does the job. In short, if you remember our earlier week's experience, we had to create the DAO instance and then call the method. But guys, here Spring Boot does the whole dependency management. So you can auto wire the down layer and test it immediately. So everything will happen one by one. Or okay, let's do this. Let us see whether the table is getting altered, and then we will write a unit test for testing it, and then we will add it to the service and the controller. So in short, you know how to run it. Right click, run as Spring Boot app. Watch the console. The table should get altered. Yes, so here, I don't know about you. I mean, check it out. Alter table, add column, last name, see the thing. Are you realizing, guys? Had we given the column name as join_date, or was it a Java style name? It was a camel casing based name. So once you come to Spring Data JPA, I am telling you 20 reasons why use Spring Data JPA. It automatically maps, provided you have followed the camel casing, it will convert the Java style field name, I mean property name, to your database style. So you can confirm it, of course, in the database. So what is it? Describe employees. Getting the idea, understanding this? So you don't have to use that add column name anymore. Just use the Java style naming convention. Automatically Spring Data JPA will convert it. Of course, you will have the null values here, so you can edit. So this will be all null. So you know you can just update. Got the table altered. Additional columns are. Can you see the additional columns with the proper names and all? Join date, last name, and salary. So you can say update and set employees set join_date equal to it's year month in this, so 2020. Let's say 11 something. The last name, everyone's last name cannot be, so I'll have to some name, and what else I have? Salary. Just this is, I mean, I don't think you require my help for that. Equal to, okay. Oh, sorry. Where what? ID equal to. Okay. So I'm just looking at it. Similarly, just change the salary, because anyway, let's spend a minute in doing that. I'm just updating, guys, the names and all that. So do it fast. So where ID is equal to, let's say 3. I'll just keep 2, 3 records. You know, I mean, whatever you can, you want, you can. Join date. Salary. Oh, my mistake. I used this. You please do that. Month and day. Just change the data quickly. Then ID equal to 5. I have deleted one record, so that is it. Your last name cannot be different. That cannot be the same. Salary can be the same. Join date can be the same. So just keep changing the names, last names, and ID equal to 6. Change that. So, and last name keep changing. Okay. So just don't give the value so that you have enough test data. So let's start from employees. Okay, so I've got different people, different employees having certain last name and all this. So I can send you one of these. You know, you don't require this, I know that, but just to make your changing fast. Okay, so you change, you alter as per your favorite names and all that. Okay, so this we have. Now You let me know when the database is all updated. For this guys, MySQL Workbench helps you, because when you open MySQL Workbench, please use in your project phase MySQL Workbench. Don't use command line client. It is so painful to this thing. Anyway, so now I'm showing you. Everyone, can I show you the unit testing, layer by layer testing, the DAO layer testing with Spring Boot? Are we ready? Okay, so here, go to this. Just a second. Yeah, I'll just open our workspace. Right. So you can stop stop the application. All these are the last few days things I was talking to Sir Rohit sir and all that. So some of you are finding it, or maybe majority is finding it heavy. But guys, here, this is the last few days in advanced most part of advanced Java. So of course it is going to be a little heavy, and you have a lot of time to revise and all that after that. Anytime you have a query, just write to me or talk to me. So coming back to the point, SRC main Java, all the Java sources. Can you see SRC test Java, where you are going to write the test cases? Expand on that. Okay. So here, they have already given you one test case under com.app. The same folder structure is mirrored. Whatever folder structure you have here, so com.app, here also com.app. We are going to create this thing. I am just showing you what is that ready-made. It is called as a health check case or sanity test, they say. So here, so the major annotation, listen to this, stop everything else you are doing. Give me a minute's attention. Which was the major annotation to tell the Spring Boot framework, whatever follows is the main class, the class containing main of your Spring Boot application. People ask you maximum question. No, Prashant, I'm asking the main class, Spring Boot application. You did not understand my question, guys. Open. There's no memory. This is the one. You remember I told you one of these days, it composed of 3 internal annotation: add configuration, component scan, and enable automatic configuration. Okay. Likewise, which is the most important annotation in our testing? Equivalent to Spring Boot application, the major annotation, you can just take the cursor here and read. Annotation that can be specified on the test class that runs Spring Boot based tests. In short, in simple English, I'll tell you, when you write this, followed by you can write the test cases, obviously, with that test. But more important stuff is full-fledged Spring container. Spring Boot will start your Spring container, and all your beans, which beans I'm talking about? Controller bean, service bean, DAO layer beans, all the Spring beans will be up and running. So now, do I have to do like in the last week, do I have to create my DAO instance or service instance and in that before all, after all methods, or can I auto-wire it? Is auto-wiring possible? 100% yes. Okay, so that is a big advantage of Spring Boot testing. Why Spring Boot? I've written all the reasons in that Spring Boot README, which I mentioned for you to read. One of the reasons is excellent testing support. Only thing is now, don't use this folder. I'm showing you to write a DAO layer test. So here, guys, do this. Click on SRC test Java. Create a folder. Mimic it. Mimic means mirror it. Have the same thing. So com.app.dao. So com.app.dao under SRC main Java classes, DAO layer interfaces and all that. Here you have the test cases. So let us write your test case here. You can, what you do is right now, don't waste your time. Just copy this under here and we'll rename it. So refactor rename. I had given you the norm. So here, what is it going to test is, it is going to test your DAO layer tests. So I'll say DAO layer tests. And if you want to be specific, this is going to test our what? Employee DAO layer test. I would 100% insist on good naming convention. People appreciate it. People really like it. So looking at it anytime, you will know that this is going to test your employee based, employee DAO layer. I'll wait here till you say you've done it. Got it, guys? Okay. So now here also you should give a proper method name. So which method you want to test? Where is my repository? So I want to test this method. Okay. Before writing the service, we are going to write service controller and test it with Postman. But that is an integration testing, full layer testing. That's not a layer by layer testing, right? So suggestion is call it as, I just copied the method name and you know the camel casing. And here you have the JUnit testing annotation. Jupyter is JUnit 5 testing, all that. But the great advantage is the moment you use add, I'll write it in comment. Entire Spring container is up and running, but not in the mode, not in the normal mode, in debug mode. Okay, sorry. This is going to be up and running in debug mode. So I'm just showing you the testing in Spring Boot, nothing but that, and unit testing. So that is can access. Okay, I'll say this, implying, what does it mean? All spring beans, which are the spring beans in the system? When I say controller, I hope people will understand controller, REST controller is one and the same. So the controllers, your service, and DAO layer beans are all up and running. Never ever think of entities, POJOs as spring beans. Those are managed by your Hibernate. Okay, so can be auto wired directly. That is the strength, or that is the, what do you say, advantage of Spring Boot testing. So here, simply like you are doing auto wiring in our whatever, in our earlier cases, here you just do the auto wiring. So at auto wire, and here what we are testing is that employee repository method. So private employee repo, and here all we are going to do is test it. Okay, so here we are testing it, employee repo dot, which is the method under test, find something, find by salary greater than, and I don't know what data you have given. I'll just check my data. So suppose I said 30,000. Okay, 30,000. I'm going to say 30,000. I expect the 3 employees coming here. Okay, so greater than. Test case is all about checking whether expected meets the actual. So if I say 30K, 30,000, if you want, you can of course assign it to the local variable and display it for complete certainty. But as a good test case, this is not recommended. So here you have to use the assertions. So here you have, there are a lot of assertions. I've just shown you assert equals method. So here I'll say, in my case, first one is what? Check this. It is expected, and next one is actual. So expected list size is 3. And here I'll say list dot size. And if this expectation meets the actual, see this, first is expected, then is the actual, then the test case will pass, otherwise not. So I'll send you guys this in case anyone needs it. Master, I think you have another module coming up where you have unit testing, integrational testing. So you'll get a nice exposure there, but I'm just showing you from the, SDLC, exactly. So, but I'm anyway preparing you for the same. So that Spring Boot related thing, you already know kind. So here, where are we? Day 19, employee backend, SRC, test, Java, com, app, DAO. Yeah, so I've sent you the test case. And now everyone knows how to what is it called? How to run it. Double click on this, right click. Oh, sorry. Has everyone written the test case? Can we test it? You have, right? Okay. So here you can right click, run as JUnit test, and watch the unit test console. There are so many things to be watched. So you can see that test case has passed. I have given, you don't copy this because I don't know your database values. So I have done this. Here in the console, you can see the select query fired and all those employees. That is not what I wanted to show you. Can you see this? The entire Spring container, including the logo and all, is up and running. But is it in the normal mode or is it in the debug mode? It has started in the debug mode. And can you see something here? The employee controller is all up and running. I'm telling you, if I ask you how many beans are created in the Java heap, employee controller, employee service, and you will say employee repositories interface. But Spring Data JP has implemented it. So the dow layer bean, and of course your POJOs and whatever are already. So let me ask you a simple question. Is your test case, did your test case pass? Pass or fail? Understood anything about this? So I'm giving you, I see guys, see as a faculty, we are continuously taking, it is a feedback based system. So whatever problems I saw last batch students suffering from, I'm trying to correct it in this batch, correct it in the sense, give you help more. So people were not using so many test cases and they were really suffering testing. So this time I slightly modified and I brought in the testing earlier. So I'm happy to see it is passed. Of course, if you have any, you can force the failed case, just change the size of the list or whatever, and it will fail. So are you understanding the strength of testing or value of testing? Most important. So without writing service, controller, and postman, got it done. Are we 100% clear? Everyone may not have finished, but at least understanding is there. So only for this, I will write a service and a controller. Rest we will see time permitting. Okay. So now write the, this was, you can say Control-Shift-W. So I know for sure my repository is behaving fine. Okay. So now let's go to layer above. Where are we? SRC main Java, com app service, employee service. And here I'll say list of employee. I'll just pick up that comment, so we'll remember what we are doing. Okay, so I just want this one. Now it is kind of like repetitive. Sorry. So find all the employees drawing this. So list of employee it is. Employees by salary and double threshold salary, minimum salary. Okay. So this is service layer interface. This write the implementation. It's just like calling the method. Only thing is I want everyone by today evening to be more than comfortable in Spring Data JPA. That's my whole intention. And all you're calling is the method. Employee method dot find something. Find by salary greater than minimum salary. And add this endpoint in our REST controller. I will send you this the moment we are finished. It's nothing but bottoms up approach. Employee controller. Add request handling method. Now, fine. And as we said, it is getting a resource, has to be a get mapping. And now, design always good API endpoints. So, which is the base thing I have got? Slash employees slash, slash API slash employees. Now, you have to give more. So, directly I can say salary and inject it. I mean, that what is it called? Path variable, but write it in a proper manner. Employees what? What is the resource? Which is the part of the employee or this thing? So let's say slash salary. And here you give the path variable. You can have anything. Variable name can be, variable means path variable name. understanding or lost? Okay, you are trying on your own. Anyway, let's write it and then I'll ask you. So what we are going to send is the now. No, you are not allowed to directly send a resource. If you directly send a resource, which part of the response packet are you putting in? Only the body content. So which is the class which represents entire response packet? Give me the name of the class. This is how we revise. The name of the class which represents entire response. No clue? Response entity. Yes, this one, Abhijit. Yeah. So it is a response entity is a generic class. You can say question mark. So let it be decided later. And what is it we are saying is let all some name choice by salary. Okay. And inject a path variable. This becomes little, later really repetitive. And of course, this has to match with this. Otherwise, you'll have to supply a name here. Same things I keep saying 10 times at least. And here, we are just returning. Okay, so here I'll pause. I'll wait for you. Earlier, I had shown you a constructor of response entity. Now I'm showing you a different approach. You let me know when you reach here. This is not a annotation. A response entity is not an annotation. It is a name of the class. @response body is the annotation, Prashant. Anyway, you let me know when you reach here and we'll talk about it. Done? Okay. So why don't you look at the Spring Framework documentation? If you can't find so many things so fast, no worries. I will open it for you. This response entity is from the Spring Framework. So this is OS HTTP and it has given you lot of methods. So one of the method is off method. So here, see this. I'm just checking off or this we should use. Okay, we'll use directly OK. So there's a method by the name OK. So here, this is a static method. Read this, a shortcut for creating response entity with the given body and the status set to OK. That it is. And here, so I can, okay, let's not confuse you too much. Let's use this method directly. So here you say, either you can say new response entity and set the HTTP status and the body. Here is the shortcut. It is all about, using the shortcuts. Remove this generic this, and there is a method. There is a off method also, which returns you this. But I'm saying you can use, I'll do that. That I'll show you in the next example. We have so many examples to write. Okay. And here I want to have a response body. I'll give you in writing the method API in a minute. And that is going to be which service? What is the name of the variable? Employee service. So here it is. Employee service dot find something. And here you have a min salary. So as the API help, API of response entity. So public static method returning your response entity and with this thing, the method name it's okay and what it does is sets status code to 200 all okay with specified body content. I'm sending you this. Giving you just a shortcut, nothing else. Done it? You let me know whenever you complete. So now we are going to send a request from Postman instead of frontend because React means again I'll have to add a new component such as test component or list component and all, and it's too much. React time we are not spending any longer. You let me know when this endpoint is added. Waiting for your response. So some of you are saying that. Done it? Okay, good. So now start the Spring Boot app again. Oh, don't go back. Here, I don't want to run a test case. Now I want to run the Spring Boot container in a normal mode, not in the debug mode. Debugging we have done that down layer. Right click. You can say run as directly as a Spring Boot app or from your main class. Whatever you like, you can do. So as you can see here, this is not this debug is separate, but this is like it has launched your D18. Oh, D18 backend application. The name is still not reflected anyway. And now you have to go to the Postman and send this endpoint. So /API/employees salary, right? And if I say 25,000. And you should see. So I said greater than you check with your own data. So more than 25,000, all this. Okay, if I say, let's see, so the names I'm saying, the names, Riya 123, Rohan and Raj. Riya 123, Rohan and Raj, yes, so looks okay. If you change it to some more threshold, for example, more than 45,000, I should see on the end. So do the testing with Postman and tell me, this is your complete all the layers tested. All you have to later add is a React component or, in existing component, some link to and all that and test it out. Let me know when to proceed. So understood, the main focus is not on the service, neither on the service nor on the controller, main focus in Spring Data JPA. Those who have not tested it, I'm still talking to you. Have you understood the thing at least? The special finder methods. I'll know in a minute. So you can stop the application if you want and solve my next question. So now onwards, I don't want to waste your lab time because again, too many things are planned. So now all you are going to do is we will write a whatever in the DAO layer. Sometimes it could be a custom query, sometimes it could be a derived query as a finder or whatever, and directly test it with the what is it called? JUnit test, unit testing. So start. First, understand the requirement. Find all employees joined between two dates, start date and end date. Is the basic requirement clear? Question clear? So now you will tell me all answers are in table 3. And there is a keyword here. So when you have it like you seriously don't require it, Spring Data JPA makes it so easy. Anyway, I'll not say a word. Here is the clue. This is the record. This is the row. And give me the method in the DAO layer. I'm waiting for your prompt. And we are going to test it in the next minute using a test case. No longer writing controllers and service. Just once I wanted to show you. But later, not really. I hope everyone is finding it easy. If you are not finding it easy, we've got a lot of things to solve. So by the end of it, 100% of you will find it easy. You just have to join the sessions. You can't just like skip it. Anyway, do your stuff. You know what you are answering, right? You're just giving me that method, the finder method in the employee repo. And then we'll write in a minute test case and test it and go to the next requirement that way. Find by join date between. Yes. This one, Shraddha, when you say join date between, you have to give two arguments, right? So where is your second argument? One is the begin date and one is the end date. Okay, Kanad, you are right. Okay, so that way. So write it. Find by whatever the, don't look at the column names. We are in the highest abstraction. So please don't look into the column names and all. Of course, it will be the property name. So do this. People are sending. Find join date between. Yes, guys, very, very right. So let's do this in the layer so that I want every one of those who decide to take Java technology, Java as a backend, should use Spring Data JPA and should finish the down layer really fast. So let's try it out. I'm putting the comment here. You can do it on your own. So again, it is the list because there can be multiple. If it is a single one, I would always recommend optional. We will come to that. I think I've got one example I'm asking you there. So find by, what is the, you have this exactly. Find by, after that, name of the property and simply between. So join underscore date or join date. Name of the property I said already. Only thing is, please remember J uppercase. Find by join date between. And see the beauty. In the sense they have given you what will be that corresponding JPQL. So after that thing should be like crystal clear. So two local dates. Begin. And local date end. There is no matching of the parameter names whatsoever. Has everyone understood it so far? How to generate that finder name? So this is again a derived query name, finder method. And in the next minute, write the test case. So now I'm not going to write service and only you also don't write because it's not worth it. So let's add that. Another test case. I hope you understood that before all, after all gone. All we are using is the dependency injection. The rate test. You can have a public void method or this also. Do it 1 or 2 times and I'm telling you, you will be like more than comfortable. Of course, the complex one, more time will be required. Find by this thing, this and all that. And all I'm calling is the method. Find by something, join date between, and you can supply some local dates here. I'm just using your import static. Java dot time dot local date parse. So I don't have to write it. This is just a test case. Keep it as easy as possible. Parse and something that you check. So suppose I'm checking the join dates. So all of them are on the same list. You can edit that. Okay, I'll just not waste time. So let's say the in 2020, whoever has joined. So let's 2020. Then I say 01. Next one is end of 2020 maybe. Play with the data and figure it out. So it's a 12th, 31st, I mean year, month, and it's 31st of December. And then, so between here and this, right now you can just SOP the list. You can always add the assert equals. So I think we are done here. Double click on it. If you don't choose this, all the test cases will run. If you run this class, all the test cases will run automatically. So you can confidently tell your evaluator that my coverage, they ask you how much coverage you have got, how much test cases, test case coverage you are, you can say as much as percentage you have written. So run as JUnit test case and look at the console. I've not done any assertion, but since, so there are no these things, you can check can test. You please go by your own data. And you can see here the 1, 20, 20, all these employees, 4, there should be 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yes, all of them are reflected here. Waiting for you. If you want this, you can change the data slightly. If I say 2nd month, then I know the assertion. You can have this again, assert equals, or you have so many contains, so many assertion methods you have. So expected value is now 3, right? I guess. And you can have the actual assertion running the test. I got a exception. I am given a wrong format. Oh, this is a month. My bad. 2nd month. Just running it once again. It gave me a illegal date exception, parsing exception. So it does the assertion correctly and that. Anyway, I don't have to explain the test cases. Yeah, I got it. Yes, thanks. So understood the 2nd one? Move on to the next one. Whatever is repetitive and whatever I think you can get it will not in this time. But I'll wait here. You let me know if your test case is passing. Is that method, the down layer method, which has the between clause, the find by joined between, tested okay, passed. More answers. Those who have done the 2nd one, go to the next one. Don't have to wait for others. Can I continue or should I wait? To answer means wait. Ask the thing. You want me to send this? This is what I'm given as the down layer method. And you check your database data. Okay. Accordingly, you write you spend that begin and end date. And this is the test case I had written. These are very extremely easy test cases. The complex ones are the ones for controllers. Web layer testing. That is really critical. Guys, I'm waiting for your response. You know that. If you have a question or to ask. Not yet working. It's taking long time for you. Should not be taking so much. Done, Omkar is saying. Anyway, you take your time. Let me not push. Working fine? Okay. So like I said, the whole thing, of course, will be shared. So go to the next one. Okay, Ananya, I'll wait. I'll wait for you. Others, start thinking about it. Let's not jump. Let's not hurry. You take your own time. You write this one, Ananya, your this thing. What is it called? The repository method, finder method, and write a test case. We are waiting. You just let me know whenever you have finished it so that, we can go ahead. You let me know, guys, when to continue to the next one. Works fine? Very good, Prashant. Take your time, but do let me know. Error on parse. Girish, come on. Local date, how many times we are using? So you should not do the error on parse. Here, year, month, and day. And the month has to be 0 ka prefix. No, 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 no. You did not hear me. I said here it is year, 0 prefixed month and year. So check it out. I have sent. Try to solve the error now. If you cannot, then of course I'm there. But parsing exception we have been talking about since core Java days. Same error. Guys, take this one. I've sent you the test case. I don't know what you are doing exactly. I'll ask to share one of the screens and please check the import static में java.time.localDate.parse. I've sent you some data. See, you may not find anything. I don't know your database values, but parse exception you should not get. Parse error should not get. This is expected. Much more than this is expected from you guys. Local date we have used literally zillion times. Others, Harish, Akshay, they were saying same error. Have you figured it out? The pattern, default date pattern is here. What is it called? Year, month, and day. Yeah, import static is the basic, of course. You cannot, how will it work without this? Anyway, guys, don't waste too much time. This is all already done. Can we move on to the next one? Anyone wants me to wait? So next one, let's see if you can solve it verbally. Verbally means because it is a repetitive one. But if I find that hesitation, we'll write it. So here, write, okay, same question. If I want to do this, what should I use? Inherited API. The derived queries is equal to finder methods, or do you require a custom query? Custom query. Custom query, Prashant, means @ query. Inherited means existing in CRUD repository. Answer is finder method. Here you are going to do it with a finder method. So give me the finder method. Okay. If you have forgotten it, which is the keyword you are going to use? And. So there are multiple clauses, where clause and and. So this and keyword. So find by remains constant. This is what I said, department and location. And that's it. Write it. Yes. Ashutosh, you are right. Only thing is, I hope you have taken a look at. So it's an interesting, let me ask you an interesting question. I think, Abhijit, you are absolutely right. Just confirming. So what it should be? So one option is, I'm talking about department. So should it be department as the JSON payload property name? Of course not. Should it be a column name? Not really. So it should be the POJO property name, DEPT. String department, string location. Absolutely correct, guys. So finish it, write it. And I would say don't even write the test case. If you have the confidence that it is going to work, don't invest time, don't waste time. Anytime you say, no, I'm not so sure, always write. Again, it is going to be list based, right? And from a specific this, find by. Find by can be replaced by get by, or there's something else, read by or something. But I generally use this, find by. So find by and the name, DEPT, and keyword, property name. Am I doing it correctly? DEPT and the location, yes. And of course, you give the arguments accordingly. Purposefully changing it. So later you won't have a query whether it should be matching, not matching. Answer is not required to be matching. And later, take out some time to test this using a test case and tell me tomorrow whether it worked or not. It takes you a minute actually to test it. Only thing is, don't waste time. That's my only point. Maybe next time onwards will not write the test case. Anytime you want to write a test case, be there, be guest, be my guest. By department and location. And here I'm saying again, this is the same. It's kind of repetitive. Find by department and location, and you can have the so what is it? So location I've got different locations, so I've hardly got anyway. So fine. So you can edit. Add two guys with the same department, same location. So update. So your test case will be have a better feel. Update employees, set location equal to let's say Mumbai, and the department. So one guy I already have from Mumbai. So this fellow I'll make it or from this, and here this thing, what is it called, DPT equal to, so I'll at least get two things billing. Where ID is equal to, I hope I've done it correctly. Anyway, I'll check. So yeah, I've got two things. So Mumbai location, no, I messed up. Accounts I wanted to say, my bad. Department I wanted to see was accounts, not billing. I'm just checking for a list. Of course, if you say this, that is fine. So finally, what I got accounts in Mumbai. So department is the location is. This is how we used to write the tester. All our core Java and other, right? Here we are just checking it with this. See assert equals. So expect the two matches. You can also have later assert equal and what is it, like 0. I mean, you can say that list dot get of 0 dot name, and you can check. Shall I do that? So I'll say this so that you know some different assertion. List dot get of 0. So the first one. So the first one is going to be Kiran. So list dot get 0 dot get something, get name. It is going to be, if it is same as Kiran, I know my test case has worked. And let's look at this also. The next guy's name is this one, Ria123. You can write what do you say, detailed test cases. So if both the assertions are working, then I can say that okay, my test case is fine. Run as, I'll send you the test case. Just let it pass. Again, the data you'll have to change. I don't know what names and all you are giving. So this works fine. And that tells you that your repository layer is all okay. So tell me, you will have to change the names of the employees and the department name and location. It's working, Ashutosh. I'm glad to see. So just play with this department names and this, and you can get it. You just need, I'm telling you guys, you just need 5-10 minutes to settle on it. And you can manage. Let me know when to proceed. Working fine? Good. Of course, introduce a failure by giving something, and you should see that test case failed the moment you say something like accounts to finance or production or whatever. I think you can manage that. Okay, can we proceed to the next one? Ready? Okay. So have a look at the table here. What is the constraint we got on the table? The constraint is, where is that described? Okay, so the constraint I have put is last name is unique. Okay, because I wanted to show you something. So remember that last name cannot be duplicated for some reason, I mean. So now give me this. Find an employee with a specified last name. You're giving me the finder method. Now I think I don't have to ask you, is it an inherited method? Is it a custom query or whatever? So answer is of course a finder method. It's just a one field finder. Show me. Rajveer, it is going to be, you can use it as employee, but then what is the check you will have to do? Null or not null. So what does Spring Boot or what does anyone recommend? Employee or optional type of employee? Are you understanding? Optional type of employee. I'm saying it slowly and clearly. You can write it as employee, but then in your test layer, I'm so sorry, then in your service layer, you'll have to do checking null or not null. You got this? Find by ka F should be lowercase, Prashant. So anyway, so the point is basically either you do that or the better approach where you will find all the Spring documentation telling you use optionals. So do it with me. I mean, do it. You can do it without me also, of course. Sure, just add that. Okay. So I would always recommend, and when you say or else throw, it becomes so easy to handle it, right? So optional of the type, employee type of a container. I mean, optional is a container holding employee type of reference, and either it will be an empty container or a populated one. And the finder pattern, I think everyone has got find by last name. So I'm just taking that property. And all we are supplying is a string. You know, it doesn't have to be matched. Got it? Understanding so far? Usage of Spring Data JPA. Okay. So in a test case, we will give a last name which exists. We'll give a last name which doesn't exist and we'll observe. So write employee download test. Employee repo dot this thing. My last name. And let's give a last name which exists. Where's that last name? So where's that last name here? So give the existing one. So you expect to see the container returned, and you can see this. You can assign it to your local variable, optional. And here you can say assert equals. Here you don't write or else through. This is a test case that you'll write in the service layer. So expected, I'm just checking the name. So let's say what is the first name of it? Kiran. And here I'll say optional dot get. So that will get me the employee. If no value present, I'll get a no such element exception. Test case will fail. Dot get first name. Okay, the get name only, I think. Understanding how to write the test cases. Very lightweight, very thin. Just testing one method at a time. So that is why it is unit testing. And the test is expected to pass. You change the data as per your first name, last names. So you can see that. You can see all the things in front of you. So it has passed. And if I give something which doesn't exist, you know, of course it is going to fail. Because which exception it will throw you? No such element. You can see immediately red bar, test case has failed, and read no such element, no value present. In short, this time what it has returned? Empty optional or populated one? Empty optional, and of course you have a exception. Test it always in a failure scenario and a working scenario both. Got it? Very good, guys. I mean, as long as you're understanding it, that is what I want. Okay. Next one. You tell me. Shall we go on to next one? Just trying to, give you mixing of this. Impossible to cover Spring Data JPA. I told you, at least I'll require 2 complete dates only for Spring Data JPA. That is 10 to 12 hours, which we are not having. But at least I'm getting you started, enough started. So, here. Forget about whatever I have written in the bracket. You just look at the requirement. Update employee salary for the specific employee ID. ID is just one of the criteria. You can say any unique criteria for a specific employee having a specific last name. Anything it can be. So I have a point here, of course. That is why I'm taking it. Requirement is clear. Updating employee salary, nothing great, nothing fancy. So if it was our Hibernate or JPA, how you would have done it? Kunal, I guess, was sharing the screen where he was showing me that update tutorial contents and all. So either you can use your select followed by update, which is what? So I have got an ID. So here, you remember in Spring Data JPA, is there any method which can get you the details by ID? Answer is yes. Okay, this is a little bit of memory test. What I mean is, let's see whether people are answering. No. So, Prabha, yeah, Gaurav is right. Get method is of the Hibernate session. I was asking you about JPA repository method. So, one approach, first approach, which I'm not showing you. I'm just saying. In service layer, what you do is, in service layer, you call, I am writing it for you. This one, what is it? Optional employee. So it becomes too much actually, but anyway, I'll write it for you. Before I finish it, I think you'll get it. Not really, I'll just do it in one line. Wait a second. Employee this is equal to, here we'll use the EMP repo. I'm not doing it, I'm showing you a new annotation, but I have to tell you that other approach. And find by ID, and you pass this ID, but it returns you an optional. So, or else, if you don't find that ID, throw the exception. Which exception? Okay, what it takes is a supplier. Supplier is your functional interface, a lambda, and here it is new. You can have your resource not found or runtime exception or whatever. Okay, and some error message. Okay, so this is one. If the control comes to the next line, what does it mean? Is the valid employee found or not found? If the control comes to the next line, what does it 100% indicate? Found. Otherwise, it would throw the exception. Just, complete all that. So here, now it will return you a persistent POJO, and then you can say employee dot set salary and whatever is the new salary. So you can say employee dot get salary plus whatever plus increment. So this is what, how many queries it will fire is 2 queries. Select followed by update. Are you all clear so far? Because I'm showing you the next one, next generation or whatever you call it. Okay, so this is your select followed by update. But I had told you long back in Hibernate itself, you can have JPQL update. Okay, so JPQL, if you are using JPQL select, how many arguments we pass to the create query? 2 arguments. But if it is a DML, it is just a single argumented one. But the point is, how do I do it in the repository layer? Answer is at modifying. So I'll show you the example from the Bible, from the manual here. So Spring Data JPA reference, Control F, simply look for @modifying. And once you have an example, using it becomes so easy. So listen to this. Am I saying you should use this only? You can use it. One is for bulk updates, or even when you have a single, standalone table. If it is an associate table, this is your JPQL update you are passing. So don't use it. I'm telling you, it doesn't work with cascading, locking, lot of issues. But this is our employee table is a standalone table today where I'm using the relationships and all that. So at modifying, to tell the Spring Data JPA framework, it is going to be a DML. And this is what you have. Is this what? Is it a custom query? Yes. So, and which query are we passing? I mean, they have given example. They have given an example of an update query. So take this as a reference and give me the solution. You understood this? I just asked you to look for at modifying annotation and give me the solution. Directly write it in the employee repository. I've taken all this in Hibernate in the JPQL, update JPQLs and bulk updates, we used to call it, or bulk delete. Here it is going to delete this update only one record. I'm not writing, I'm waiting for you to write, okay? Preparing you so that whatever generally requirements are there, you can finish it for your projects and all easily. Let me know anytime you have typed it. I've given you the reference. You want to keep that reference? Sure. This is that reference. Whole thing is all internally what? JPA implemented by Hibernate. So we are just using more and more layers of abstraction. The actual queries and actual concepts are unchanged. Are you trying or are you not trying? Lost or trying? Give me that. So I'll wait as much as you want. Writing something. Okay, fine. I'll give you time as much as you need. Whatever. Okay, somebody has come out with the solution. At modifying at query update employee. Okay, Mohammed, I will recommend this thing, alias. But this will work, but aliasing is always considered as a better practice. I would have said update employee, set salary, e.set salary, this. Okay, by the way, your user is going to give you this thing increment. So you just can say salary equal to salary plus that increment where ID, but rest of the thing is fine. This one, Mohammed, there's nothing about the method name now. The method name does not matter. Now it is your custom query method. So you can say update salary, update employee salary. Guys, hold on a second. I think you have got a wrong misinterpretation that you have to have set and fixed salary. Absolutely not. This is your own custom query method. You can call it as ABC or my update, your update, anything. So call it properly, update employee salary, and 100% it will work. Okay, that was the suggestion. This one, it's not going to return you an optional, which is the internally method it is going to use, which is the method we used to use. Get result list, get single result, or execute update. It's execute update, correct? So it should be a update count integer. Write it. Only in case of, finders, finder with a unique value, you have a return type of optional. This is a updation. So of course, everything starts by telling. At modify indicates query method should be considered as a DML, basically. It tells you all of it. At the rate modify. This is your custom query method. This is where your JPQL can be given. Yeah, so 8. You test it also if you want. Update employee E, set E dot salary is what I guess it is. Yeah, I think it is equal to E dot salary plus colon increment, where E dot ID, that is base entity, is equal to colon ID, and add it to the method. So since it is a update, DML, update delete, of course, update count int, and you can have your own name. This is your own, call it as custom, not this. This is your implies a DML. And the moment you have a query annotation, this implies your custom query method. No naming pattern, no method naming pattern is expected. This is your own method. Only thing is, the beauty is you still don't have to write the implementation. Spring Data JPA framework will create it. So update employee salary. And you have 2 parameters. So that I think everyone had not done it properly. So this is your in parameter name. So there is a annotation for that. Param. Then only you can inject it. So at the rate param. And here this has to match. Here you have to supply the name, value. So that is your, I've given INCR. And here you can inject it. If you don't use this and you use question mark 1, question mark 2, this goes away. But I have taught you all the way, trained you all with the named in parameters. So continuing with that. So int salary increment. And the second one is ID at param value. The parameter value is ID. And here int employee ID. Control Shift O. And that's it. I'll send you this. In case I have made a mistake during testing, I'll know. So I'm showing you, Girish, all the way the in parameter names. So named parameters. So question mark 1, question mark 2, generally we are not using. But if you want to use it in your project, it's fine. Your choice. So save this. There should not be any this, and write a test case for this. The method name, update employee salary. Test cases are all here. And all I'm saying is employee ID. So of course I expect it to be 1 assert equals the expected is 1, and it is going to return that dot date employee salary. So salary increment, let's say 1000, and the employee ID I'll give something which is working means let's say 2. You can say, so this is returning me the update count of 1. So this, or you can always say, change salary, you won't see, you'll have to see the update count. So let's try this out. Something did not work. Invalid this parameter value did not match the something. Okay, I got a problem in this. So did not match the expected type double. Salary is double, yeah. And what did I inject then? Oh, so this one, just a second. Repository is a problem. Oh yeah, I know. Into double is automatic. Double to int is not. My bad. Salary increment, this was a problem. Let's try to fire the unit test again. Oh, still it is a problem. So executing update delete query, data access API usage. So I'm just checking what is it caused by. Transaction required exception, executing an update delete query. Okay. So it is saying, by default, the transaction is, it is telling you, I just look for this thing, root cause, then only you'll understand. So it is saying that you have not started the transaction. In the real world, we are going to test it what? Test it how? Using the service layer, which has a transactional annotation. So here, I'm not 100% sure. Let me just check it out. It is saying there's no transactional annotation. It's not having the transaction. So let me just check. Because by default, the test cases don't run in transaction context. Give me a second. You also try parallelly. Okay. And let's see, is it select followed by update? It is direct update query. That is what I wanted to show you. So now it has started the transactional context because by default it is transaction none. I mean, I had to add it. With service layer, you'll be adding. And naturally, you have to check. ID are given 2, right? So you can check this. Did not work? Didn't work, looks like. Which one it fired? It says set salary equal to salary plus increment. Oh, it has rolled back the transaction. See this. Test instance, test update. Okay, it has rolled back the transaction. So it is not affecting. There is one annotation, yeah, set rollback only or something. Just give me a minute. I'm playing with it. 2 minutes. No rollback for. Something is there, I forgot. There is a no rollback or something. No rollback. I forgot. Rollback. Okay. So test annotation at rollback is used to indicate whether to should be allowed to roll back or not. Yes. At rollback. And here, Boolean value is true. So let's make it false. Guys, there are so many things you can pick up with one error message. Let me say this clearly without making you feel lost about it. All this is only happening in a test case. But really speaking, who is going to call this Dowler method is the service. So service is anyway going to be annotated with transactional. So all these efforts I'm telling you, taking to see whether your test case is passing and whether it is updating. So for all the test cases annotated with that test, the rollback rule is directly at rollback is true. So I said don't roll it back. And because the test case was passing, you saw that, but my database state wasn't getting affected. So I'm just checking. I'm not going to waste too much time, to be very honest. So test case has passed, but it had passed earlier as well. And yes, so now it is affecting the data. So I'll send you this test case. but as a sensible testing. Whenever you are testing, do you seriously want to update the state of the database, or will you prefer a rollback? It is a test case, guys. Do you want a test cases affecting the state of the database or not? A rollback is what is appreciated, required. So that is why they have given at rollback default value as true. But in that, what is it? In the today's case, I just wanted to see whether it is happening at all. So I added the corresponding annotations. So I had to make it transactional, and here, please keep it only for test cases. The moment you write a service layer, all of it will go. Transactional annotation anyway stays on the top of your service layer. Got something? Understood why it was not working earlier? It is nothing but a default rollback rule. Yes or no? If not, ask a question. Okay, if it is yes, then go on to the next one. Okay. Sort all the employees from a specific department as per salary. You know what we are talking about, order by. But here, see this. Oh. So here, there is a order by keyword. So take a minute and give me the answer. If you don't want descending, just drop that descending word. Are you understanding, guys, the power of Spring Data JPA without writing any implementation class, how we can still make it work? I hope things are clear. Focus on important things, not unimportant things. Like, I'm not saying writing test case is unimportant, but secondary. Anyway, give me the answer of the next one. I gave you already the question. So I can say as per ascending salary, descending salary, you decide. I don't mind either way. And solution is right in front of you, highlighted. You are just writing now. We're not going to waste time writing a test case. Just give me the repository method. Find by department, order by salary, ascending. Yes. So try this out. Write the test case on your own and tell me tomorrow whether it worked or not. Let's not waste time in writing the test cases now. And it is going to give you the list of employees because multiple can be there. And now you have find by. The name of the property is DPT, I guess. Department or DPT, I'm just checking. It is DPT, I guess, yes. So it is DPT. Okay. And then comes your, you can say, suppose I said department and location. So use the and keyword, find by department and location. And like finally, order by, what I said is salary, right? So the property name by salary. I think ascending is default. So you can check it. If you want descending, you add that. And the department ID will come from user. Okay, to try this out. Not now, because I want to wrap up things. and maybe take you to form binding. It all depends on you. I have a lot of patience. I mean, a lot of time. You decide yours. Anyway, finish this first. Everyone understood? I said you don't require a keyword I guess. Ascending is by default. For descending, of course, you have a word descending. But you confirm, I could be wrong. Got it, guys? So much time you could have written the test case also and finished. Is ascending keyword required or not? Those who are writing the test cases, tell me. AC. I don't think it is this thing, but like I said, not 100% sure. Required. Thanks, Girish. Okay, so can we move on to the next one? Next one. So here. Okay, so let's make the last one more interesting. I started with this. Okay, first solve this verbally and I'll make it slightly more interesting to see whether you remember earlier things. So if you recall, we have been talking in JPQL right from Hibernate, which was done what? In second week of this Advanced Java. So same thing we are using. Only thing is I'm reducing your code. That's it. But the JPQL doesn't change at all. So anyone wants to tell me? Here, for this, 3 choices: inherited API, finder method, or a custom query, or none of above means write an implementation class, which is not required in general. So give me the option, guys. You understood my options? Inherited methods, custom queries, or finder. You are absolutely right. Why custom query? Yeah, at query is custom query. Why? Because I'm lifting what? Only the name. Are you getting it? So the projection is only about name. Exactly. So you got it. So let me be more what? Ambitious. So I want first name and a last name. Okay. So let's change this to names, name, and last name. Okay. So do you remember we have solved this in Hibernate? How will you do this? Okay, the answer is still a custom query, but how to do that? Now I'm lifting more than one column, more than one property. So if you don't use something special, you will have a list of type object array. Becomes so difficult, hard to process. So what is it we had talked about? Do you remember anything? Okay, so yeah, the not override, Ashutosh, please. Constructors cannot be overridden, overloaded. Don't, I mean, like, give the impression like minus to this. Yeah, no, nothing. Sorry, I'm not judging you at all. Evaluate as well. Anyway, so we will add an overloaded constructor. And what is it I was looking for is the constructor reference. Okay, so let's solve it as the last one. And then I'll ask you, form binding will do. Okay, so here what we are solving it is as custom query with what? Constructor expression. Okay, so what I'm going to get is a list of employee again. What I'm going to get is I can now I don't have to like sorry. So let's write a query first @query, and the JPQL is going to be which we had written earlier. Select new. It has to be the fully qualified name we'll add an overloaded constructor in a minute. com.app.pojos.employee. Don't make spelling mistakes. The properties name, you can here also say e.name, e.last name. I hope I'm not messing it up. Select this from, select E from employee E, where E dot department equal to, either you say question mark 1 or you say named parameter one. So this time let us say question mark one. I'm just trying to give you all type of practice. You can definitely replace it by the named parameter, named in parameter. Let me just check. Select new this from this. This has to be fully qualified name. Yeah. So here, let's say now the name can be anything. This is our own custom query method. So now there is no finder pattern matching and all that. So here, get employee full name. Names by department. Okay. So this is purely my own thing. And here, then you don't require at param at all because I was used question mark one. So you can say department. Purposefully not matching anything. And before we forget, we have to add a constructor. So here, see, there is a all asks constructor, there is a no asks constructor, there is another one called as required asks constructor, but little hard to manage. So right now I don't want to waste time. Let's add a takes us a minute constructor, and deselect all and name it a last name based constructor. Just check whether I have got the names correct. This we will test definitely. Get employee full names. This method name can be anything. Let me say this. Since it's a custom query. Okay. And let's try this out. Now let's test. This is a select query, so no transactional, no rollback, nothing required. Void test get employee fields. Assert equals expected. Okay, so let me check my database data. I'm giving by department. Let's see. This is the final data. Okay, so in accounts I've got 2. So I'll say 2 are expected. My repo dot get something, get by get names. Okay, I'll do the more thing. So you will see also. I'll print this also, I'm saying. Department is you know by now how to write a test case. What is it we have? Assign it to new local variable. Here I was going to say list dot size I'm expecting is to be. Just for our confirmation, we'll confirm it by printing the list. Or okay, we have got the list dot for each. Okay. That's right. Check the console. Legal state failed to load the application context. Unsatisfied dependency error creating bean with name.
मॅम रिपॉझिटरी मध्ये काहीतरी आलंय
चुकलं का? काय चुकलं रे?
1 टाकलं लास्टला क्वेरी मध्ये बघा
लाईन नंबर 30 मध्ये question mark 1 are you talking about this?
हा मॅम
एक minute. Let me see. Let's not guess. While guessing is not this thing. Let me look at the console and let me see. It is telling me something here. So what it is saying is caused by unsatisfied and all is fine. So error creating a bean. Service employee service MPL is fine. Enable this is fine. Okay. So it is saying could not create the query exception. There is a query something wrong. Validation failed and all that. But am I getting a this? caused by, all that is fine. See, so the same nested exception is true. I'm just picking up this string, department string. Why it is saying, why it is having a problem? You also check, guys, and tell me if you fix the if you find the problem. There's definitely something wrong with my query. Let's see. String department, forget it. I'll just use the named parameter. And I'm not sure. I'm just guessing, okay?
फ्रॉम के पहले ई लिखा हुआ है वो उसके वजह से आ रहा है
लाइन नंबर 30.
Oh, yeah, you are right. I guess you are right. Right, you are right. Correct. Select new. So select new from employee. Select new employee. Yes, you are absolutely right. This was a wrong thing. So let me say control. Let's try with question mark 1. Okay. And I don't have to then go for this. We'll confirm one by one things. Am I doing it correctly? Select new all this from employee. And we have a constructor already. Try. It was a query syntax exception. So it is passed it. That's cool. And here, name Kiran Sheikh and Ria Parkhi. This is correct from that department. Kiran Sheikh and Ria 123 Parkhi. Yes, that was extra E there. So you can make it pass or fail as per things. So this is just one other usage. Either whatever you find it easy to use. Question mark 1 is considered as the first in parameter. I'll send you in case you need it. And please make a change in the employee class. To have a matching constructor. So this is what I wanted to show you from Spring Data GPU. Understood something at least? I'm asking you, I'm raising the bar to 50%. Understood 50% at least. I'm not saying 10%, 15%, too low for you to survive. So, okay. And other methods are already there. Save, find by IDs, and so many methods. So I'll share some nice tutorial links which are full of Spring Data JPL, lot of examples. But I genuinely feel, I mean, I'll tell you how I've been like training myself. So here, this is the ultimate guide, and anything and everything you'll find the example here. Okay, so you can use query methods. There is a native query. There is all here. So this was it. Now tell me, next question. Shall we continue to form binding? Okay, so we are switching the context. Form binding is not required for backend or a full stack application, but it is 100% required for your Spring MVC, monolithic web application. One yes I got, or I don't know whether it was yes for earlier. Today or tomorrow. I'll take it conveniently. Yes for today, thanks. So guys, let us stretch a little bit. Okay, anyway, you have the recording. You can always, you leave anytime you want, and whenever you are fresher, you can. But looking at the number of contents remaining and the days, all this is extra. Form binding is not mentioned anywhere, but I feel, it will be incomplete if you don't know the form binding technique after you claim you have done Spring MVC. So let me not waste time at all. So is everything closed? Yes. So I'll share all the things. So now we are focusing on other project. So this was your day 19 employee backend, which is the full stack applications backend. Now, I hope, have you imported my day 19 Spring MVC Hibernate by now? Or I'll wait here for a minute. You imported? If you have already been doing it parallelly, you can continue with your own project. And after you import, you just have to import it as an existing Maven project. And after you do that, just open SRC main resources application property and confirm username and password. I'm waiting for you to tell me that you are ready. And we'll start. And please also open that flow diagram. Content management system, day 19 data, day 19 health, and keep it open somewhere. Guys, you are trying out things, or what is it like? Can I continue, or should I wait? Prashant is saying continue. What about us? This done? Okay. So anyway, I'm going to discuss it first. So if you check our other project, I said we will revise, but tomorrow morning I'll revise. Otherwise, it will get too late for us to leave the lab session. So here, let me take you quickly to the point. After the admin user, see the diagram, open the diagram and match it with the code. So after the admin user has logged in successfully, we forward through those MVC and all, we forward him to welcome page. So this is what we had written, admin's welcome page. After that, he or she chooses the topic. The trick we had done, please revise it today at your own pace. Tomorrow morning, I'll revise this stuff. So here, only one, whatever is that? Only one request parameter I'm sending, topic details, but I'm embedding because I wanted to show you that this is also possible, topic ID as well as topic name, both here. So when the, which button? Choose topic button is clicked. What is it I'm sending against the topic details? Both the information, topic ID as well as topic name. Understood so far? Okay. Now, so this sends to what? This, which is the request will go to /admin/tutorial list. So open the admin controller. Admin controller, and we had written this by the last thing. So here /admin/tutorial list. Are you getting this? /admin/tutorial list. So we have mapped a controller method here. And one request parameter, I'm injecting topic details. Here, topic details is going to consist of, I've given you the whole information. So it is containing the topic ID. This is your colon, and this is your topic name. So what I did, I just did the splitting and parsing. So I'm splitting the tokens by the colon, and took the first one, which is topic ID, and parsed it into integer. And the second one, I just parsed it as the topic name. And since I might require it for other pages, I just put it in the session scope we have added under two session scope attribute names. And I wanted to show which are the tutorials available for a particular topic. So user can update, delete, add, subtract, whatever. So this is what we had added in the model map as in request scope attribute. And then we had written the last page, just a simple one, tutorial list. So open the last page here, tutorial, where are we? Here, tutorial list.jsp. And I've not put any form and all that because all I want to continue is with the add tutorial, that link. So at least flow wise, are you clear how we reach this page? You can spend more time, or otherwise I will spend more time tomorrow morning when you are fresher. Okay. So now here, let us add a link. Guys, see what I'm doing in the, as it is late. I know that, very well know that. So this part, this grid view later. So here we are just adding one link, add new tutorial. Here I'll show you the interesting concept of form binding. We'll not even do the validation part, validation rules and all, and we'll just see this. What is that so-called form binding? Okay, so this is the link we are adding. Start working with me. The moment I have a link, should I just use anchor tag href directly, or should I pass through /URL? Standard question, standard answer. Everyone remembers the advantage. Two advantages are URL rewriting plus When you say slash, all the URLs are based out of current web context. So add the, and since I'm going to maintain a particular speed, you can just sit back and understand, or whatever, your choice. I'll wait in case you say that. So choose the tags. And what we are having is a prefix here, Spring. I think you can manage this. This part I'm not really modifying. Just let's add a link here and go to that add new tutorial part. So anchor tag href. Okay. And here, when you say href, pass it through Spring :URL value is equal to single quotes, close the tab. You have to retype this double quotes once again. I really don't know why. ID forces it. And now you are going to give me the value here. Important parts have to come from you. I want somebody to suggest the value here. Oh, I got the answer also. Very good. /admin/add tutorial topic ID. Very good, Prashant. Keep it up. So here. So never submit the request directly to JSP. That much I think you have understood. So we are in the admin namespace. So start with /admin. You can have add tutorial. This is going to be submitted to the controller. But to that controller, I want to inject a request parameter. So request parameter. And what is it I'll require? The topic ID information. See, I can write it using topic ID, topic name, but I think it will be easier for topic ID. So I'll say topic ID is equal to, and we have got this through the EL syntax. Don't make spelling mistakes here. Take this selected topic ID from session scope. Okay, are we good here? /admin this question mark and all that. I'll give you this link because that is the only thing I have added after our in the lab session. Understood so far? Then, so what is the next step I have to take? New controller or new method in the existing controller? A new method. We already have written the admin controller. So here, let's add a method, admin controller. Now I don't want to run it and waste time. I'll just write it, add new method to add to show the form. See this, there are two phases, show form phase and process form phase. To show the form for adding a new tutorial. So this is a show form phase we are having, right? And adding this, fine. And it's everything I've done with the method equal to get. You can anytime change it to form. It is a form submission. So, oh, sorry, it's a link. My mistake. It has to be get mapping. And you know what I have to add is add tutorial /admin. We got already. I'll just take this whole thing and we'll split it. So here, now there's only one thing. So just take it as public string show add tutorial form. And how do you read this? Request. Actually, you don't have even require request parameter because the topic ID, guys, is already coming from here. Are you understanding? See this tutorial list.jsp. Even if you don't add it, this is fine because you can always read it from the session. Understood what I said? I think you are tired. I know you are exhausted. I said this is also not required. You can try without sending it because I can always pick it up from the session scope. But currently I started writing, so I'm continuing. But do play with it and you will see 100% it will work. Int, and what is the name I've used here? Topic ID. The whole idea was to put it in the session for this, for the topic name and all that. Okay. If I make a mistake, tell me. Add tutorial form, and we're just printing the topic ID here. I'll say can be alternatively taken from HTTP session. So just giving you a reminder. And here I'll just write the last line, logical view name. I'll have the same thing here so that it will be nicely matching. You write this much. Tell me whenever you finish, like. Done? Okay. So now tell me, in React, you remember earlier we had a pre-populated form. That pre-populated form you'll require in that update case. I'm not building that. So tell me, when you want to add a new tutorial, do you want all these things blank or pre-populated fields? Blank or non-blank? Simple question, simple answer. Of course, blank. In short, do you have that tutorial existing in the database whose contents you are binding it to the form data? Absolutely not. So it will be all blank. So here, this can be as easy as this. Okay. So now, listen to this. Looking at time, I'm saying certain things. I have given you the complete README regarding form binding. So imagine that we did this. So what will be the next step then? We will have to write a JSP or a controller. Tell me, what is the next thing I'll have to write? We will have to write. Is it a JSP or a controller? Of course, a JSP. In that JSP, how many inputs are you going to take? See, the topic name we have already saved in the session scope. So that is gone. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Everyone agrees with me? 4 inputs. 4 inputs you'll be taking, right? So just go along, go ahead with the flow. Suppose we added that. Okay. Now that form will be, submitted to what? Just a second. That form will be submitted to another controller method. So which method? Process form. Very right. Everyone understood this? After the form submission, it will be submitted to something like another method, process add tutorial form. Got me? And suppose if there are 4 inputs. Okay, so right now it is only 4 because it's a classroom demo where it is a real-time project and all that. So the point is, then to that show add process add tutorial form, how many at request param you'll have to give? If there are 4 incoming request parameters, naturally you have to give 4. Imagine there are 10 details. Employee has an address, employee has a department, relationships and all that. What will be a good strategy? Adding 10 times or 4 times at request param, or binding the form data directly to server side object? In short, form binding or no form binding? Of course, form binding. Okay, so looking at time, I'll directly give you the steps, and tomorrow I'll explain the internals. Everything I have written in that README regarding form binding. So here, there are so many tricks Spring MVC does for us. I have not even shown you image handling and all. Anyway, one at a time. Let me not distract. So here, start with the steps. In the show add tutorial form, simply add a additional dependency. So tell me, which POJO you want to bind to the form? Give me the name of the POJO which you want to bind to the form. Is it a user? Is it a topic? Or is it a tutorial? Let me see this. Answer is tutorial. Very right. So directly add it as a dependency. Tutorial. Variable name can be anything. And are you understanding? This is a new dependency I'm showing you. Okay. So once you have this dependency, you know what will container do? Container will call the default constructor of the POJO. That is why no args constructor, default constructor is so important. Plus, it will automatically, it wants to bind this information to the form data. So tell me, This is your forward view. So under which map it will add this POJO contains? Yes, please. Of course, under the request scope model attribute map. But if you are thinking, you will say, okay, using, wait a second, change this. Otherwise, you will get confused. Let me say this. What will contain, I have written in detail what container does in my readme. So here, container will say tutorial tut is equal to new tutorial, default constructor, POJO instance created. And it will add it to the model attribute map. So tell me, what will be the name of the value of the attribute will be tutorial instance. What will be the derived name? What will be the derived attribute name? I've shown you somewhere in the binding part. That is why I changed the names always. Wrong. All wrong. It is derived by, yes, the type of the class. You remember we were doing, what was it? The first or second day of spring, where we had the bean and we did not give the bean ID, such as let's say HTTP transport. And what was the derived qualifying bean ID? It was checking the name of the class with the lowercase letter. So what will be the attribute name? You will see tutorial with uppercase T, first letter uppercase or lowercase. All these things I have written. So this is where we take the user to the to your form. So now let us write add tutorial.jsp, and I'll show you a form tag library supplied by Spring framework. This is all gone to reduce to 0 once you have JSP based view layer replaced by React. But the concept is the same. Anyway, so admin, new, other, JSP, add tutorial. And if you want to enjoy the form binding, you have to import a Spring supplied form tag library. So taglib, URI. And if you pause here, it will show you the drop-down list. This one was the JSP tag library. Choose the last one. It will tell you the title, Spring Framework JSP Form Tag Library. So this is what is going to be used for our form binding purpose. And the prefix it uses itself is a form, telling you that, it's a, I'll give you the comment here. Import Spring Framework supplied form tags library to enable or to use form binding. Form binding means what? The POJO data, POJO properties will be bound to the form members. And when you submit the form, whatever form data user supplies will be automatically mapped to POJO properties. So this is called as two-way binding. So here, now I don't want to write this. So I'm just picking up some form, just pick up some form and I'll give you, like I said, the JSP don't waste too much time. Understanding part is the only thing required. 2 minutes. Okay, so I've got this. I'll be dropping this method. I'll do this and I'll explain. It is easier for me that way. And now let us name author. So choose your label and all that. Name. This is not going to be the select option list. It is going to be input type equal to text. Okay, sorry. I should just tell you. I'll first write it in input type text and then say something. Name equal to whatever. So guys, here, this is how you would have written it normally. But if you write it in this manner, are we using any form tag library Spring supplied, or are we using the HTML form tags? Spring form tags or HTML form tags? Everyone understands it. So now let me show you Spring supplied form tag library. So form : form. Your method you can add as it is. And there is a very important attribute name called as model attribute. Read the pop-up. The name of the model attribute under which the form object is exposed. And if you don't supply, the default name it takes is command. So anyone wants to tell me? It's an easy one. Okay, whatever, easy, difficult, I don't know. What should be the name of the model attribute where we have added this POJO property or POJO data tutorial? So this is your tutorial. This is all about understanding and matching. And of course, you have to close it as form colon form. So here we are not using HTML form tag library. Later you can see view, what is that? View source page or view page contents, and you will see it is getting translated into HTML form tag, but with a proper values extracted. So let me not waste time here. Now everything changes to form colon input. If you don't supply the type, the default type is text, and here instead of a name there is a proper there is an attribute called as path. So see this, take a cursor here, path to property for data binding. So anyone wants to tell me, this value of path can be anything or does it have to match with something? Anything or should match? Of course, it should match with POJO property name. So guys, keep your tutorial POJO somewhere open. Tutorial POJO, and here it is the tutorial name. So here change it to tutorial name. Once you do this, you can follow the rest of the things easily. So let me say that name, author, what else was there? Publish date and the contents. Okay, let's make this, and here I'll stop. Don't worry, because it goes too much otherwise. We have finished one important half of form binding. Second easy form tomorrow, easy part tomorrow. Name and the next one. Just 2 minutes, and the submit button also. I'll give you this in a minute. There is no replacement for input type submit. So this is a normal submit button. HTML supplied. Just copy pasted the things. We will be adding it in a minute properly. Okay, so this is fine. So name was okay. Now I'm adding a, second one is author. You just have to keep matching. Form colon input expands to, see this, renders and just take the cursor there, form colon input. It renders the HTML input tag with type equal to test using the bound value. So here, of course, I think it is author. I'll just confirm. You also keep confirming. So author, publish date, and contains. Oh, visits we are not taking. You can add the visits also anytime, or you can initialize it to 0. That much I think you can do. So this author looks okay. Then the publish date. So now, okay, first let me change this matching part. And here, now tell me, if I say form colon input, what will be the HTML type rendered? Input type text or input type date? It is input type text. So how do you tell? Just change here to type equal to, currently I just want date, and you will see that your normal HTML type, HTML5 type, input type date, but it will be still doing the form binding to your property. And then you have got the contents. Okay. So form colon text area, and the path is contains, I guess. I am confirming. So where are we? Contains is there. You can add the visits also in your free time, or tomorrow I'll add. So I think we are done. You check whether I made any mistakes. So let's see. This is more of 3/4 of it is done, 1/4 is remaining, but that we will do when you are fresher. So form : method equal to post model attribute tutorial, fine. And all this is looks okay. Name, author, publish date, contents, and this. While we are at it, I had forgotten. So if you want to take those visits also as the input, might as well. Let's not keep anything pending here. So visit count, input, type equal to number, you can say. And the property is, so you're setting the whole Pojo. Just a second. I'm just checking visits, number, visits. Yeah. So I think we are done here. Let us check. So all those things are done, I guess, right? So now I'm stopping here because already it is 7 o'clock. Too much stretched. Already people. Oh, 214, not a bad number at all. So coming back to the point, guys. Now I'll just verbally ask you, not writing a word. The moment you have not supplied the action, what is the value of a default action? Default value. The same URL. No. Method is get. Yes. So which was the URL which brought us here? In admin controller, you'll get this answer. We got it here from /admin/add tutorial. So what is the next thing you will add? Add a new method to process the form. Okay. And here, which mapping you will use? It's a post method. So of course you'll use post mapping. And will you need to add, tell me, what is it called? Will you need to add, now I have got 5. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 at request param as the argument, or only one argument for your request handling method. The whole effort was for that. And you will see, guys, tomorrow, or if you have energy, you can stretch it today. It will be, what will be that argument? Argument will be again tutorial. You can say the variable name doesn't matter. Method argument name can be anything. And you'll see magic of form binding. What will Spring Container do? It will read those request parameters, match it to Pojo properties, create a Pojo instance, call all matching setters. You remember JSP : set property equal to star. Nothing required, automatically container does it and gives you the populated Pojo. So that and much more we'll do tomorrow. Got some idea about what we are going to do? Continuation. Too much it is. 702 is too much. I don't want to stretch.
मैम
Yes, please.
मैम टॉपिक आईडी अपने आप ऐड हो जाएगा?
टॉपिक आईडी कैसे अपने आप होगा? अपने आप कुछ नहीं होता. That is the reason मैंने ये किया है इसमें, किसमें बोलते हैं उसको, added it in the session. So it was a good question. I guess Rajiv, right?
Yes.
एक second, दिखाती हूँ. If you are saying so nice things. So here, oh no, tutorial service में नहीं add किया इसका. Okay, anyway, that there will be a method, add new tutorial. I thought I had written it in somewhere. I can't find it. So add new tutorial में, what you will pass this one, Rajiv, the tutorial and the in topic ID. So service में क्या call करोगे आप? What will you call? Get the get the topic by the topic ID. Don't have to write anything. Find by ID, Spring JPA methods, and then you set the tutorial.set topic to that, and that is what we'll see. So if you don't do that, of course you'll have a problem, foreign key issue and all. Did you understand what I said? I'll quickly repeat and stop immediately. I said topic ID, that is the reason I saved it in the session scope. So we will pass, I could not find that method. I thought I had written it somewhere. Anyway, add new tutorial method. We will add it in the service layer with 2 arguments, topic ID and tutorial. So from topic ID, we'll get the topic using find by ID repo method, JPA repo method. and then we will do the call the setter, and we'll see tomorrow whether the tutorial details are getting added. Understood me? This one, Rajiv? So in short, it doesn't get automatically, you have to take efforts. So there is a way. Of course, there is a way. What is the other way? You can add a hidden data. You have input form, a colon input, type equal to hidden, and you can add that hidden form field. But let's not make it too complex for you. Let's give it in a simple manner. So that will be all. We will continue with the actual testing and writing that process form kind of a phase tomorrow. I'll collect all of this. What I'll do is, yes, yeah, finally, let's call it a day too. Absolutely. So what I'll do is, I take time in uploading things. So let me give you this project so that, I don't also have a pressure of immediately sending something. So day 19 Spring MVC Hibernate. Take it. And if it interests you, you can definitely sending you this. Half, it is not complete, you know that. So this, and the other one also I'm sending you, day 19 backend, which has a lot of Spring Data JPA stuff. And the test cases also. All of you are more than welcome, most welcome. So that I can send you the day 19 lab data in a little relaxed manner. That will be all. Take a complete break. Don't do anything Java related or anything technical related at all. And then sometime we'll resume tomorrow and continue from where we left. See you around. Good night.